An electrical circuit consists of number 1 a source of electrical pressure or EMF, number 2 resistance in the form of energy consuming electrical device, and third conductors usually in the form of copper or aluminum wires to provide a path for electrical flow from the negative side to the side of the power source through the resistance and back to the positive side of the power source. Here there is a figure which shows a pictorial representation of a practical circuit. This circuit contains a source of EMF, that is in bracket storage battery, a conductor to provide a path for the flow of electrons from the negative to the positive terminal of the battery, and a power dissipating device, that is in bracket lamp, to limit the current flow. Without some resistance in the circuit, the potential difference between the two terminals would be neutralized very quickly, or the flow of electrons would become so heavy that the conductor would become overheated and burn. At the same time that the lamp acts as a current limiting resistance in the circuit. It is also accomplishing this desired function of creating light. Now the next figure is a schematic representation of figure which I have given earlier, in which symbols rather than pictures are used to represent the circuit components. All components used in electrical circuits are represented in drawings, blueprints and illustrations in schematic form by symbols. The components commonly used in basic circuits together with the schematic symbols are discussed to provide the necessary background for interpretation of circuit diagrams. The first is source of power. The source of power or applied voltage for a circuit may be any one of the common sources of EMF, such as mechanical source, that is in bracket generator, a chemical source in bracket battery, a photoelectric source, that is in bracket light, or a thermal source in bracket heat. Here the figure illustrates two schematic symbols for a generator. Most electrical components have only one symbol, however in the case of the generator and a few others, more than one symbol has been developed to represent a single electrical component. These symbols are normally very similar in design. Now this figure which I am giving you illustrates that the two symbols for a generator are so nearly alike, there is little chance for confusion. Another common source for the voltage applied to a circuit is the battery, a chemical source of power. Now the figure which I have given shows symbols for a single cell battery and a 3-cell battery. The following statements are true of battery symbols used in schematic diagram. Refer the figure. Now number 1, the shorter vertical line represents the negative terminal. Number 2, the longer vertical line is the positive terminal. Number 3, the horizontal line represents the conductors connected to the terminals. Number 4, each cell of a battery has one negative and one positive terminal. Dry cell batteries such as those used to operate flashlights are called primary cells. The larger storage batteries contain several primary cells are called secondary cells. The schematic symbol for the primary cell is shown in the figure. The center rod is the positive terminal of the cell and the case of the cell is the negative terminal. When more than 1.5 volts are required, cells are connected in series. To connect the cell in series, the negative terminal of each cell is connected to the positive terminal of the succeeding cell as shown in figure of A. Voltage is then equal to the sum of the voltage of the individual cells, since the same current must flow through each cell in succession. The current that the battery can supply is equal to the current rating of a single cell. Thus, a battery composed of cell in series provide a higher voltage but not a greater current capacity. To obtain a greater current flow than one cell is able to supply, the cells are connected in parallel. The total current available is equal to the sum of the individual currents from each cell, but the voltage is equal to the voltage of a single cell. To connect cells in parallel, all positive terminals are connected together and all negative terminals are connected together. Now, in a figure which I am giving you, a schematic diagram of cells connected in parallel is shown. And in B of this figure illustrate the symbol used to represent this group of cells connected in parallel. These cells must have the same voltage, otherwise a cell with higher voltage will force current through the lower voltage cells. Another method of arranging cells is to connect them in series parallel. In this method shown in the figure, two groups of cells are connected in the series and then these two groups are connected in parallel. This arrangement provides both a greater voltage and a greater current output. Component for the circuit is conductor. Another basic requirement of a circuit is the conductor or wire connecting the various electrical components. This is always represented in schematic diagram as a line. Figure illustrates two different symbols used to indicate wires, that is in bracket conductors, that cross but are not connected. While either of these symbols may be used, the symbol shown in B of the figure is now found more often, since it is less likely to be misinterpreted. This figure illustrates that the two different symbols used to represent connected wires. Either of these two symbols may be used, but it is important that no conflict exists between the symbols selected to represent unconnected wires. For example, if the symbol for unconnected wire shown in A of the figure is selected, the symbol for connected wires must be that shown in A of the figure. Circuit component found in all practical circuit is the fuse. This is a safety or protective device used to prevent damage to the conductor and circuit components by excessive current flow. The schematic symbol for a fuse is shown in this figure. Another symbol found in basic circuit schematics is the symbol for the switch, shown in the figure. The open switch symbol is shown in A of the figure, and in B of the figure the closed switch symbols is shown connected in a circuit. There are many different types of switches. but these symbols can represent all but the most complex. Now the figure which I am giving you, this illustrates the symbol for ground or the common reference point in a circuit. This is the reference point from which most circuit voltages are measured. This point is normally considered to be at zero potential. This figure is not clear because the book is not in good condition. Now sometimes meters for measuring current flow or voltage are temporarily connected to the circuit, and in some circuits these meters are permanent components. In this figure, the symbols for an ammeter and a voltmeter are used in a simple circuit. It is important that these components be connected properly. The ammeter, which measures current flow, is always connected in series with the power source and circuit resistance. The voltmeter, which measures the voltage across a circuit component, is always connected across in parallel with a circuit component, never in a series arrangement. Last of the basic components requirement of a complete circuit can be grouped under the single heading of resistance. Resistance in a practical circuit may take the form of any electrical device such as motor or a lamp, which uses electrical power and produces some useful functions. On the other hand, the resistance of a circuit may be in the form of resistors inserted in the circuit to limit current flow. Variety of resistors are available. Some have a fixed ohmic value and others are variable. They are manufactured from special resistance wire, graphite (carbon) or metal film. Wire bond resistors control large currents, while carbon resistors control relatively small currents. Wire bond resistors are constructed by winding resistance wire on a porcelain base, attaching the wire ends to metal terminals and coating the wire for protection and heat conduction. See the figure. Wire resistors are available with fixed tabs, which can be used to change the resistance value in increments or steps. They may also be provided with slider, which can be adjusted to change the resistance to any fixed value. Still another type wire bond resistors are magnetic wire. They are used where the resistance value must be very accurate. Carbon resistors are manufactured from a rod of compressed graphite and binding material with wire leads called pigtail leads attached to each end of the resistor. Variable resistors are used to vary the resistance while the equipment in operation. Wire bond variable resistors control large currents and carbon variable resistors control small current. Wire bond variable resistors are constructed by winding resistance wire on a porcelain or bakelite circular form. A contact arm, which can be adjusted to any position on the circular form by means of a rotating shaft, is used to select resistance settings. Now carbon variable resistors used to control small currents are constructed of a carbon compound deposited on a fiber disc. A retraction movable arm shaft is turned. The two symbols used in a schematic or circuit diagram to represent variable resistors are shown in this figure. Arithmetic symbol for a fixed resistor is shown in A of figure. A of the figure. A variation of this symbol represents the tapped resistors when has a fixed value but is provided with taps from which selected amounts of resistance can be obtained. Earlier discussed about the combination of resistances. In electrical circuits, we require resistance of different values as it is not practically possible to make resistances of all values required in such circuits. We connect two or more resistors to get a resistance of a desired value. Resistance can be connected in two ways, namely number 1 in series and number 2 in parallel, which we have discussed. Now, how we put the resistance in series. Resistances are said to be connected in series when they are joined end to end. Thus, the current flowing through each resistance will be the same when such a combination is connected across a battery. Figure shows the series combination of three resistances R1, R2 and R3 connected across a battery of EMF capital V and negligible internal resistance. Let I be the current that flows through the combination and V1, V2 and V3 with the potential difference across the ends of each resistance. Therefore, V1 equals to IR1, V2 equals to IR2 and V3 equals to IR3. Therefore, V equals to V1 plus V2 plus V3. Or V equals to I in bracket R1 plus R2 plus R3. This is equation number 15 of the equation of the chapter current and electricity. Let R be the effective resistance of the combination. It means that if the series combination of R1, R2 and R3 is replaced by R, the same current I is supplied by the battery V equals to IR. This is equation number 16. From equation number 15 and 16 we get IR equals to I in bracket R1 plus R2 plus R3 bracket closed. Therefore, R equals to R1 plus R2 plus R3. For N resistance, R equals to R1 plus R2 plus R3 plus so on plus Rn. This is equation number 17. Thus, total resistance of the series combination is equal to the sum of individual resistances. Now, resistances in parallel. Resistances are said to be in parallel if each of them is connected between two given points in a circuit. Sorry, I have not given the figure of resistance in series. First of all, go through the figure. Resistances in parallel. Resistances are said to be in parallel if each of them is connected between two given points in a circuit. Thus, the potential difference across the ends of each resistance will be the same. Now, the figure shows the parallel combination of three resistances R1, R2 and R3 connected across a battery of EMF capital V and negligible internal resistance. Let I be the current supplied by the battery, which divides A into three parts I1, I2 and I3 to flow through R1, R2 and R3. Currents I1, I2 and I3 recombine at B to give current I. Therefore, from the figure we find that Therefore, I1 equals to V by R1, I2 equals to V by R2, and I3 equals to V by R3. But I equals to I1 plus I2 plus I3. Therefore, I equals to V in bracket 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 plus 1 by R3. This is equation number 18. Let R be the effective resistance of the parallel combination. Therefore, I equals to V upon R. This is equation number 19. From equation 18 and 19, we get 1 by R equals to 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 plus 1 by R3. Therefore, for all resistances, 1 by R equals to 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 plus 1 by R3 plus so on plus 1 by RL. This is equation number 20. Thus, the reciprocal of the total resistance of the parallel combination resistances is equal to the sum of the reciprocal of the resistances. Now, color code for carbon resistors. Commercially produced resistors used in electrical and electronic circuits are of two types. Number 1, wire bond resistor, and number 2, carbon resistors. Wire bond resistors are made by binding the wire of an alloy such as constantan, manganese, or nichrome. The range of such resistors varies from a fraction of an ohm to a few hundred ohms. Carbon resistors are mostly made of carbon and their resistances are in the higher range. They are compact, inexpensive, and small in size. Since a carbon resistor is very small in size, it is not convenient to imprint its value on its surface. A color code is therefore used to indicate the value of resistances along with the percentage accuracy called the tolerance. There is a set of coaxial colored bands on carbon resistor. The first three bands 1, 2 and 3 give the value of the resistances and the fourth band gives the tolerance. The first two bands indicate the first two significant figures of the resistance. The third band indicates the power of 10 by which the two significant figures are multiplied to get the value of resistance in ohm. It is also called decimal multiplier. The last band in bracket, which is either gold or silver, indicates the tolerance. If it is gold, the tolerance is 5%. If it is silver, the tolerance is 10%. If there is no fourth band, the tolerance is 20%. The following sentence can be memorized to know the value of resistance through color code. BBROY, Great Britain, very good wife. That means BBROY, Great Britain, very good wife. B for 0, B again for 1, B, R for 2, O for 3, Y for 4, Great for 5, Britain for 6, very for 7, good for 8, Y for 9. The boldface capital letters in the above sentence stand for black, brown, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, violet, grey and white respectively, and they correspond to 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and line respectively. The following table or color code can be used as ready reckoner for carbon resistor. Example, let the sequence of colored bands on a carbon resistor be green, red, blue and silver. Then green indicates 5, red indicates 2, blue indicates 10 to the power 6, fourth band silver indicates a tolerance of 10%. Therefore, the value of resistance is 52 into 10 to the power 6 plus minus 10% ohm. Resistance value of any resistors can be measured by using an ohmmeter, but it's seldom necessary. Most wire bound resistors have their resistance value in ohms printed on the body of the resistor. Many carbon resistors are similarly marked but are often mounted in such a manner that it is difficult or impossible to read the resistance value. Additionally, heat often discolors the resistor body, making the printed marking illegible. And many carbon resistors are so small that a printed marking cannot be used Thus, a color code marking is used to identify the resistance value of carbon resistors. There is only one color code for carbon resistor, but there are two systems or methods used to paint this color code on resistors. One is the body and dot system, and the other is the end to center band system. In each color code system, three colors are used to indicate the resistance value in ohms, and as fourth color is sometimes used to indicate the tolerance of the resistor, as I have discussed earlier also. By reading the color in the correct order and by substituting the value from the color code, the resistance value resistors can be determined. It is very difficult to manufacture a resistor to be exact standard on ohmic values. Fortunately, most circuit requirements are not extremely critical. For many users, the actual resistance in ohms can be 20% higher or lower than the value marked on the resistor without causing difficulty. The percentage variation between the marked value and the actual value of a resistor is known as the tolerance of a resistor, which I have discussed earlier also. Now, a resistor coded for a 5% tolerance. This I am giving you from the another text. A resistor coded for a 5% tolerance will not be more than 5% higher or lower than the value indicated by the color code. The resistor color code, which I had given earlier, is made up of group of colors, numbers and tolerance value. Each color is represented by a number and in most cases by a tolerance value. When the color code is used with end to center band marking system, the resistor is normally marked with bands of color and the resistor. The body in the resistor is nothing of the color of the number indicate the color code and the resistance value. To prevent, body will never be the same color as any of the bands indicating resistance value. When the end to center band marking system is used, the resistor will be marked by either 3 or 4 bands. The first color band, that is in bracket nearest the end of the resistor, will indicate the first digit in the numerical resistance value. This band will never be gold or silver in color. The second color band, the figure, will always indicate the second digit of ohmic value. It will never be gold or silver in color. The third color band indicates the number of zeros to be added to the two digits derived from the first and second bands, except in the following two cases. If number 1, if the third band is gold in color, the first two digits must be multiplied by 10%. Number 2, if the third band is silver in color, the first two digits must be multiplied by 1%. If there is fourth color band, it is used as a multiplier for percentage of tolerance as indicated in this figure. If there is no fourth band, the tolerance is understood to be 20%, which I had given earlier in a discussion. Here is the next text. Now, the figure which I have given illustrates the rules for reading the resistance value of a resistor marked with the end to center band system. This resistor is marked with 3 bands of color, which must be read from the end toward the center. These are the values that should be obtained. See, color is, first band is red, second band is green, third band is yellow. Now the numerical values 2, 5 and 4 respectively. No significance. First digit, second digit, no numbers of zeros to add. Now there is no fourth color band, so the tolerance is understood to be 20%. 20% of 2000 25,000 equals to 50,000. Sorry, 2,50,000 equals to 50,000. Since the 20% tolerance is plus or minus, maximum resistance equals to 2,50,000 plus 50,000 equals to 3 lakhs ohms. Minimum resistance 2,50,000 minus 50,000 1000 equals to 2 lakh ohms. Now this figure contains a resistor with another set of colors. This resistor code should be read as follows. The resistance of the resistors is 86,000 plus minus 10% ohms. The maximum resistance is 94,600 ohms and the minimum resistance is 77,400 ohms. As another example, the resistance of the resistor in figure is 960 plus minus 5% ohms. The maximum resistance is 1008 ohms and the minimum resistance is 912 ohms. Sometimes circuit consideration dictate that the tolerance must be smaller than 20%. Figure this shows an example of a resistor with a 2% tolerance. The resistance value of this resistor is 2500 plus minus 2% ohms. The maximum resistance is 2550 ohms and the minimum resistance is 2450 ohms. Now the another figure contains an example of a resistor with a black third color band. The color code value of black is 0 and the third band indicates the number of zeros to be added to the first two digits. In this case, a zero number of zeros must be added to the first two digits. Therefore, no zeros are added. Thus, the resistance value is 10 plus minus 1% ohm. The maximum resistance is 10.1 ohms and the minimum resistance is 9.9 ohms. There are two exceptions to the rule stating the third color band indicates the numbers of zeros. The first of these exception is illustrated in figure. Third band is gold in color. It indicates that the first two digits must be multiplied by 10%. The value of this resistor is 10 into 0.10 plus minus 2% equals to 1 plus minus 0.02 ohms. When the third band is silver, as in the case of this figure, the first two digits must be multiplied by 1%. The value of the resistor is 0.45 plus minus 10% ohms. Now, body and dot system. The body and dot system of marking is rarely used today. A few examples will explain it. The location of the colors has the following significance. Body color, that is first digit of ohmic value, and color, second digit of ohmic value, dot color, number of zeros to be added. If only one end of the resistor is printed, it indicates the second figure of the resistor value and the tolerance will be 20%. The other two tolerance value are gold in bracket 5% and silver 10%. The opposite end of the resistors will be printed to indicate a tolerance other than 20%. Figure shows a resistors coded by the body and dot system. The values are as follows. Body first digit 2 and second digit 5, dot number of zeros 0 0 0 0, that is 4. The resistor value is 2,50,000 plus minus 20% ohms. The tolerance is understood to be 20% because no second dot is used. If the same color is used more than once, the body and dot may all be the same color or any two may be the same, but the color code is used in exactly the same way. For example, a 33,000 ohm resistors will be entirely orange.